You're listening to Not So Live from Asteroid G. I'm Mike Finkelstein. With me, as always, is...
Maestro Josh Schaefer.
Maestro. Why Maestro?
Because we're talking about musicals, man.
Yes, we are.
And Queen Bee.
Yes, we're joined in the studio by Queen Bee today, and we're talking musicals. This is my punishment for doing Doctor Who last time. That's what this is at this point.
Okay.
So, musicals.
Well,
They're amazing.
We had Josh explain why he dislikes Doctor Who. You should explain why you dislike musicals.
I like her being on the show. She has good ideas.
Okay, so I don't have a problem with music in movies. There are certain musicals I can actually tolerate. South Park and Chicago, and for some reason I actually do like Moulin Rouge, even though I fully acknowledge that movie's kind of ass. So, but there are a number of musicals I have a problem with. Pretty much anything else I didn't mention right there. And the reason is the fact that, I have no problem with people acting. I have no problem with people singing. I have no problem with people dancing. I have a problem when the story of the movie has to go to a full stop so that we can do a 5-minute song and dance about something that could have been taken care of in 15 seconds.
With a simple sentence.
Yeah, with let me sing about how I'm feeling today, when the guy was just like, do you want a drink? It's like that. The plot does not need to come to a complete. And then there are some musicals where this happens over and over again for like a half an hour, and you're just like, did you purposely pad out the story with the music because you only had 10 pages of script? What is this? It bothers me.
That's the problem, because I know what musicals you were brought up on. And that's Oklahoma right there.
That's all of them.
Hate that.
I hate Oklahoma
so much.
You hate Oklahoma. Okay. So
well, not the state. The state's wonderful. It's
I don't know. I've not been to Oklahoma. The state may suck too.
it's a little humid for me, but okay.
Very flat.
So your favorite musical is West Side Story. That's correct.
Did I tell you that already?
You did.
Ooh, good memory.
So why do you like West Side Story? What
about it is so much better than Oklahoma?
No, Oklahoma is my favorite, but yeah.
No, but I'm just like, he hates Oklahoma. He likes West Side Story. I could get rid of both of them.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So, go.
West Side Story.
Go.
What do you like
West
about
Side
it?
Story.
Yes.
I like the story because it's from the West Side.
Okay. Do you like Romeo and Juliet?
Not particularly.
Okay, that is exactly the gosh darn story that it actually is.
Yeah, so I like West Side Story because
at least one of the two people survive in West Side Story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not exactly the same.
Maria survives.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Because Steven Spielberg's putting out a new one.
Right. It could change at the end. That would be great, because I really hate Maria's character. She's whiny.
she is super
West
whiny.
Side Story 2, Maria's Revenge.
And then you'd have to watch it.
I would. If you put Revenge in the start of a musical, I am going to have to watch it.
Then we need to write Revenge the Musical, because that would be great.
Sharks versus Jets, the Revenge. But I liked it because it was because I was raised on musicals, and
I had the opposite reaction, being raised on musicals.
Well,
Yeah, you hate them.
yes.
I love them. So
but my mom loved Oklahoma Sound of Music and
Carousel.
Carousel.
She was
Music
really
Man.
big on people singing as they run over the plains,
A
weren't they?
Chorus Line, My Fair Lady,
God.
Music
I
Man, Rent.
My Fair Lady is my third favorite.
Okay.
So,
Rent's awful.
but
Rent.
West Side Story it was a little bit darker. I mean, can you get darker than the Nazis? Yes. Puerto Ricans in New York.
I got super racist all of a sudden.
Wow.
Damn.
No, I'm saying
Damn.
West Side Story was about racial tensions in the 60s in New York versus Puerto Ricans and New Yorkers.
Puerto Ricans.
I can't speak Spanish.
Puerto Ricans and wasps. That's really what it comes down to.
Polacks.
Well, I mean, I hate wasps who got some raid and just
I'm allergic to wasps, guys.
American Polish, yeah.
American Polish.
white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
I can say
Yes.
Polak because I'm part Polish. So
I don't think anyone should say that.
Especially about you.
But I like
Okay.
the music. It was more upbeat than most of the other musicals.
My favorite musical of all time is Godspell, but I can't stand the movie.
Yeah.
I think it's awful. But my favorite musical is Calamity Jane. And nobody's going to know who that is because it's not a very popular musical, but it had Doris Day
That
and
was in the
know it.
40s,
Howard
wasn't it?
Keel.
I know it because you fuckers would watch it regularly.
50s,
Yeah, I've seen it before.
40s, 60s.
Yeah.
It's a great musical. I love that musical.
I like Westerns too, so it has that...
Yeah. Pretty much if Howard Keel was in it, I liked it. I'm a fan of Howard Keel. Long dead. Don't have to worry about him ever making another musical.
He's got very tight oeuvre at this point, and you're all over it.
So when you say you hate musicals, are you including like the Bing Crosby, Bob Hope stuff and
All of Disney animation.
Blues Brothers?
musicals.
Blues Brothers isn't a musical.
Yeah.
It's
It
a
is.
music with movie.
Movie with music. Nope.
It's music with movie, damn it.
It's a movie with music. It's not the
Yeah,
same.
there you go.
I am so confused.
Do you tell your story through the songs, or do you stop
Oh,
to
I
have a
see.
song that's because they're in a band?
Okay.
Yeah. So, like,
So,
Airheads
yeah.
is a movie with music, but it's not a musical because Brendan Fraser is not telling the story through song.
Although he could have, because he's a great singer.
Yeah.
And you did have Adam Sandler there, and Adam Sandler would have half-assed his way through any music you gave him.
That
so,
is true.
Yeah, Airheads the musical. This is the movie we're missing, apparently.
Now, I also agree that we should never make musicals out of every single movie that's out there because, you know what? Legally Blonde doesn't need to be a musical.
It does not.
Ever.
However, the one that Josh and I have been debating for years, Manos, the
the
Musical of Fate,
Yeah.
that one we must write. I already called copyright on that. I have a few verses of it written down. I know what the opening scene is going
I
to
have
be.
a scene-
Revenge, Manos, the musical.
I have a scene where I forget his name, the goat dude.
Yeah.
I want to keep saying Tormund because of Game of Thrones.
It's
Torgo,
Torgo.
Yeah.
There it is.
where he's looking at the mirror and having a duet with himself.
Yeah, he sings
About
his own song about a lament about the fact that the master doesn't trust him in the round.
Nice. Okay.
Well, yeah, I have the opening thing in my head of the husband, wife, and child driving up to the place. First off, talking about how long the entire drive up was and how boring it was because the opening credits of Manos are wretched.
10 minutes of just
10 minutes of looking at
shaky cam.
landscape. Yeah.
not even good landscape.
And then the Torgo comes out and sings like with them the song "The Master Will Be Displeased." Like I already know this in my head, but
you have a future for Broadway.
for this one movie,
For this one movie.
one production,
Okay.
and then we're done.
So, other musicals that you really like.
See, My Fair Lady, Blues Brothers, I guess is out now because
Yeah,
it doesn't
Blue Brothers
count.
is out. Sorry. Nope. Dr. Doolittle. That's awful. That one's awful too.
I don't think it has music.
It had a road show to support. I'm pretty sure the original one was a musical.
Really?
Yes.
How about any of the Muppets movies? They're considered musicals.
Yeah, I like the Muppets.
Yeah, those are okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and there are some Disneys that are okay. Like I don't hate the original Lion King, although the I Just Can't Wait to Be King is an obnoxious song.
It really is.
I
But
hate that song.
Even
it's
GTT
kind of
couldn't save it.
obnoxious until his dad dies and then, spoilers.
Aladdin's most of the songs from Aladdin are pretty tolerable.
Yeah.
I could live without the big sweeping romance song that everyone else likes because I just feel like it stops the movie so they
Okay.
can fly around on a magic carpet and do what they could have probably done in like 5 minutes.
I can
of
show you the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just fucking talk your way through this. Like this is easier. And then the
It's not
carpet,
as romantic.
and then carpet isn't tired afterwards. Poor carpet. Please think of the carpets.
Right. They're just rolling around everywhere on that poor carpet. And they didn't clean them either because
We
I did not see the bill.
We do have the answer though that Aladdin's carpet does not match his drapes. We saw his carpet. It's not clean, but it's very blue.
actually I thought it was red.
I could swear it was blue
Purple
with
and
gold.
it's purple and
I
red.
thought it was bluish. It doesn't matter. Besides the point, but the Disney movies I like best are the ones that don't have music. Like my favorite is Wreck-It Ralph.
Black Cauldron.
Okay.
Black Cauldron's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't have music.
No.
I'm trying to think other musicals. I like all.
High Society.
I
That's a
don't
good
know
one.
if I've seen that one.
That's with Bing Crosby and
So yes, to answer your question,
probably-
no. No, most of the Bing Crosby ones, no. not
I
so
love
much.
Bing Crosby.
Sorry.
And Bob Hope.
Sorry.
Bob
Yeah.
Hope. Love Bob Hope. Mm-hmm. He wasn't in a lot of musicals though.
No, just the Bing Crosby ones. There's a
Danny
special
Kaye.
place.
I really love The Court Jester. That was a good one.
I like
Court
the-
Jester is amazing. I think I have it.
I like the back
Yeah, I
half
have
of
it
the
too.
Court Jester. The front half of the Court Jester bores me.
It does. It is quite boring up until
Up until the Chalice with the Palace.
the vessel with the pestle has the brew that is true.
Flag with the Dragon Hand. There's all three of those. Okay, so yes, we've done that skit. Now
Yep,
we can move
okay.
on. But like from that point forward, the movie picks up and has energy. The front half is really tedious.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll grant you that information.
We recently watched it like last year because we got the Korean bootleg of it because it was the only copy we could get off of Amazon.
Can you watch it in Korean? Or does it just have subtitles?
I have to go back and look. The entire back has like English and Korean on it. So
now, here's musicals that I don't actually watch, but I do like listening to them in the background. I probably could never get into them, but Bollywood musicals.
Oh yeah, I love Bollywood music.
Yeah.
But
there's something about it just is really a beat.
I struggle to say that most Bollywood productions are actually musicals because yes, they will stop and do a song or two
and a dance.
Yeah, but they don't always do it, and it's not the entirety of the movie. It's like it's Bollywood, so we feel compelled to put a song and dance in there at least once, no matter whether or not it fits. Like,
it just gives you the idea that they dance a lot in India.
Yeah, they do an
and
adaptation.
Very well too.
They do their own bootleg adaptation of the Terminator, and then suddenly there's a Bollywood dance number in the middle of it. Which, don't get me wrong, they do it well. I kind of feel like it doesn't go with the story.
I mean, so speaking from a real life experience, I was the cinematographer on a local romance short film that Indian woman was directing.
Bollywood in it.
And just out of nowhere, she invites all of her friends, and they have this huge dance number that we were like, what the fuck is going on? And she's like, my dance friends are here. So I had to agree with Mike that Bollywood is a little different.
Now, Bollywood musicals, when they actually like do the entire thing where it's song and dance, and then, sometimes it's small numbers, sometimes it's big numbers, that's a musical right there.
Right.
But just shoehorning it into everything, which they do.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's the Bollywood
part of the
style.
culture.
Yeah, it's the Bollywood
It's so
style.
amazing, though. They're dancing.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, my God.
It's fantastic musical numbers. Don't argue with that.
They're so obscure and weird, too.
Well, it's become so pop culture that's even in So You Think You Could Dance.
Yeah, I was
going to
say,
dance style.
Like,
so.
I watched enough of that because I did dance way back in the day.
Right.
And I like watching that show, but yeah, like watching them do the Bollywood stuff is impressive. It's less and less impressive the more they do it, though. It's become more like trope-ish at this point.
I stopped watching after season 6, so.
Yeah, I watched one of the more recent seasons, and it was just not as good. But that's every TV show.
Yeah, that's true. TV's kind of been.
However, Bollywood certainly would have kicked up the last season of Game of Thrones, wouldn't have made it any less nonsensical than it already was.
How did you feel about the Buffy
I was just about to ask
musical?
about that.
Well, that one was actually good because they managed to make it work within the context, and for the most part, the musical numbers actually worked for the story.
Made sense, told the story.
Yeah, like Spike was able to have a 3-minute song for what probably would have been a 2-hour conversation with her, so it actually shortened things. On the flip side, as cute as the Xander and Anya number was, it does nothing for the story.
It was unneeded.
It's as they say, it's just a sedate book number instead of like a runaway pop hit. So, and really, just about any time where Buffy is the lead singer, not so much. Sarah Michelle Gellar was not the best.
Well, I think Joss Whedon just wanted to do a
he wanted to do a musical. Yeah, no. When he actually got people that
Allison Hannigan can't sing either.
No. So she has like one line in the entire musical,
Exactly.
and she speaks it.
So with Joss Whedon on topic, what about Dr. Horrible?
That was what I was going to lead towards, is when he actually had people that could sing, and he purposely was start to finish doing a musical. Dr. Horrible is amazing.
Yes.
And you realize just how much of a charismatic card Nathan Fillion is in everything he does.
And Neil Patrick Harris.
Well, I already knew that for him, though.
Yeah. He did I don't know if you've ever seen Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
I hate that musical. I'm sorry. I can't get it to it.
Our sister loves that musical.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I
can't.
Fair. Yeah. No. Sorry.
To be fair.
I know he did
to be
it.
fair.
I know he did it, and my ex-wife wanted to go see it, I think with your wife at the time. And I just couldn't.
It was in New York.
Now, see,
I listened to the soundtrack and it was amazing.
I know that we watch 1776 every year. It's a tradition.
The short version. I like the short
version.
The
Yeah.
3-hour version I could live without. Okay?
I think a lot of people can live without
I
that.
know.
And I like to think that our forefathers would actually go around singing and dancing in Congress.
I like to think that
At
our
least
forefathers...
explains why nothing gets done.
I like to think that our forefathers just spent a lot of time yelling at John Adams.
And they probably did.
There's some historical proof of that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I really like the music for Hamilton. I have not yet gotten to see it, but I really do like the music for Hamilton. So
I like the music to Book of Mormon too, but I haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, Book of Mormon, amazing.
Well,
Avenue Q is hilarious.
Again, the South Park guys already proved that they could do a musical because South Park is a really good, like the movie, the South Park movie is a really good musical. And it's another one where they really tightly use the music to tell the story without just throwing in numbers for the sake of having a number every, like, 5 to 10 minutes, like an action beat. It's like an action movie is supposed to have an action sequence every 10 pages, and it feels like the musical, like, every musical needs to do this, but not every musical does it well.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I'd agree with you on
And,
that.
like-
You probably would like Book of Mormon.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, I like Chicago, and that's a very musical, but that's also one of those ones where all the musical numbers are explained within the context of the movie, because she's just a crazy dame who thinks the entire thing through musical theater, basically. So, yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of the musical person who you like musicals if they make sense in the genre of the film.
Yeah, you actually have to, like, have it make sense within context and have the story work within the bounds of what they're doing. Like, I like Singing in the Rain. And that's because they explain a lot of the musical stuff by the fact that they're movie people, and
Sounds like you. It's not that you
Vaudevillian
don't like
people, yeah.
musicals. It's you don't like Hammerstein
I don't like
or Hammerstein.
I don't like a
I don't
lot
know
of
if it's a Steinerstein.
I don't
There's
like a lot of popular musicals. I mean, the one I will rag on them more than anything else is Phantom.
Ugh.
Phantom of the Opera. Oh my god.
Because it's a long and it's not well written,
No.
and there's one really good riff in there, and they
overplay it.
murder it.
Like they have a good guitar riff, and that guitar riff is it's like the main character of the show because it shows up in every scene.
Yep. Yep.
It's like the electric guitar in Wonder Woman.
Like-
It's like, all right, we already heard
Like
this.
there's
Let's
some
go.
good songs there. Like the guitar riff is good. Music of the Night.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, if that's the right name for that one, whatever it is. Like her song. That one's decent. There's some, but most of that one I could live without. And then you get the Gerard Butler version of that
Ugh,
movie, and oh my
that was
god,
wretched.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
I would rather them like just do a straight horror movie adaptation of the story and then work a couple of Phantom songs in there. And
As
just
I
do it
said,
like that.
I do like musicals. There are probably songs in every musical that I like.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are songs in musicals that I could just do without, turn off the movie after my favorites played, and not watch the rest of the movie.
Oh, for sure.
There's State Fair, which is a terrible musical, and nobody
Never
should
even heard of it.
ever.
Like I was raised on musicals with you people, and I don't even know this one.
Oh, State Fair?
Yeah, no.
It's terrible.
Okay.
I've heard of it. I've never.
It's part of the Oklahoma Carousel State Fair. It's sold in a 3-pack, so you have to take State Fair, and it blows.
I was going to say Carousel because I knew that one was awful.
Yeah. Well, Oklahoma Carousel and State Fair. All about Midwest. This is what happens to Midwest girls when they don't date the boys that the mom tells them
They
to
are
date.
forced into a bad musical.
They are forced into a bad musical. I learned that a long time ago. You get
horrible
forced into a
punishment.
musical when you don't marry who your mom likes.
That's a violation of the Geneva Convention right there. That's not right. Well, and then I know Music Man is supposed to be good. I can't get into Music Man. I can't.
Okay, well,
I can't.
you know what?
It has its
I
moments.
probably enjoy it more when and if I ever get to see it with Hugh Jackman as the
Huge
Music Man.
Ackman.
But I can see why nobody likes it. And it's about Gary, Indiana, so who cares? It's
know,
about
right?
Gary, Indiana. Yeah, you could.
I mean, don't
Take
get me
it or leave
wrong.
it.
Any production is good if you put the huge Ackman in there. But yeah.
Les Mis was good because of him.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was okay.
It was,
For a
you've
movie.
already like backed off a couple.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, I've
I'm,
seen.
I'm thinking about other parts of
was
it,
fine.
and then
he was
as
probably
with-
great in it.
yeah.
Okay. The beginning of Les Mis is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The end of Les Mis, it's like D.B. Weiss and
Yeah.
Benioff basically wrote the end and let it go.
I hear
So,
Catwoman really poured out her heart.
she really did. She was great, actually. Her version of the song is amazing.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe, the guy who gets cast in every period piece ever. That's his entire career now is period pieces. We have a period piece, and Russell Crowe just magically
He
appears. I'm in it. I heard he was really bad.
Well,
He
he also
has-
had Javert. I mean, what's the point
Yeah.
of even playing that role?
That's honestly, let's face it, that's a lot of Russell Crowe period pieces though. Robin Hood. It's like Russell Crowe shows up in it, so what's the point of even doing this movie to begin with? It's just going to be kind of boring, and he's going to play the exact
Are we
same
just digging
character.
on Russell Crowe?
At this point, we are.
Do you not like Russell Crowe?
He's okay.
He's
Actually,
okay.
honestly, I can't.
He's actually a good singer, and he has his own band.
So,
Who, Russell Crowe?
Yes, Russell Crowe.
The Russell of Crows.
I want to see him do a
Is that what you-
gladiator musical.
Is that what you call a group of crows at this point? A Russell of Crows?
No, it's called a murder, idiot.
I like my answer though. So, Anyway.
A group of ravens, is that called an investigation?
I think so.
It's called an exterminator. That's just there are ravens on my yard again. Okay, or it's Teen Titans, one of the two.
But
Anyway.
musicals. Back to
Yes.
musicals,
Back to musicals.
and starting to wind down musicals. What is your favorite musical again? West Side Story.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're 100% hot on that one, yeah?
Well, it would be Blues Brothers, but that doesn't count.
That's not a musical.
Nope. Sorry.
But
Wicked is good. There's a lot of songs in Wicked I like.
Ocean's 11 a lot too.
That's not a musical either.
Yeah, it is.
Wicked, the Bostonian musical.
As Frank Sinatra does a musical number, Sammy Davis Jr. does that one.
Oh, you're
Dean
talking
Martin.
about the original
There's another one.
Oceans? Yes.
That's not a musical. That's them getting on stage and doing
and
what
singing.
they do, but it doesn't do anything for the story. It's a band movie.
Do we have to go over this with you again? Is that
If
No.
people are in a band or performers and they get on stage to do a performance because that's what they do, that is not a musical. It's like we were talking about this before this. A
Star is
is Born
Yeah.
is not a musical. It's a movie with characters that do music.
So Jersey Boys,
Jersey
That's-
Boys is a musical?
but they're on stage singing their songs.
Yes, but they're on stage singing their songs, singing about how they're singing their songs.
All right.
Here, the Buffy musical episode, Once More with Feeling. That's a musical episode because that's music throughout, and they're using that to tell a story. Most of the other episodes from second and third season where Dingoes Ate My Baby,
Oh yeah, yeah.
where they're just on stage and they're playing, or some other band is on stage and then that's in the background in the club, those are not musical episodes. That's just a
That's the
episode with music.
soundtrack.
But Dingoes Ate My Baby were a major character in there at times, but they're the band that shows up.
Correct.
So in Ocean's 11, Sammy Davis Jr. and Dean, whatever his name is, Martin, and all of them, they're the band that showed up.
Separately singing songs relating to the
They're
crime.
the band that showed up.
They're the band that showed up.
Blues. Now you want to write Blues Brothers the musical?
They
you
did.
go
It was
to
called Blues Brothers 2000 and it was awful.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
so most hated musical then?
Sound of Music.
Really?
Yeah.
You the Hills Are Not Alive for you, are they
No.
not? Okay.
Wow. Most hated musical.
Most hated musicals apparently sound
My mom, we used to watch that literally every week.
okay.
So it was that or Fiddler on the Roof. But I like Fiddler on the Roof.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I don't like the movie. I like the Zero Mostel.
Oh.
one.
There's only one song I like. Well, two songs I like in this particular show, but the movie is frickin' boring. Rent. I hate Rent. I like two songs in that
I will agree
musical.
with you. Well, that's the thing. Is like not only is the music only okay in Rent, but the characters are all just entitled 20-something assholes. The whole lot of them. And now the movie is even worse than the play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible.
The movie does all kinds of stupid crap to the story, but even the play itself is still obnoxious.
Yeah, it's obnoxious and it goes on forever.
It does. It
So
does.
yeah, no.
And that's one where the opening song is famous and the however many
Seasons
fucking
of
minutes.
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. 626 minutes or something like that.
It's fucking and then the entire rest of the production feels like it's that long.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you just give me the timer for how long this is gonna last? 'Cause
Exactly.
I feel that right now.
Also, I forgot about Grease.
Grease? Oh,
Yeah,
God.
I don't like Grease either.
Grease. Oh, I hate that one so much.
Grease is a classic, man.
I hate
It's a
Grease.
classic, but I don't like it.
I hate Grease. I hate Grease 2 more.
Yeah.
Let's have a song about bowling. Yay!
I'm gonna bowl tonight.
Okay, that's as much as you can sing that before we
Okay.
have to pay for rights. No, I think Grease. Part of my problem with Grease is just the ending of that one, where it's like she decides that she really wants to be with him, and to do it, she has to change everything about
her, and
Yeah.
then he changes everything about himself.
Except she then says, "You don't have to change," so he goes back to being who he was beforehand, and she has to be exactly what he wants.
Okay, so the reason you don't like that movie is the message that
Yes.
it gives.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the songs are okay.
Okay, fine.
Songs are
That's
okay.
fine. That's fine.
It's tolerable, but I hate the ending of that movie like hard. And
I like laughing through Grease too, so
Grease 2 is a bad movie. That's like an MST3K level movie.
It really
right
is.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just
It
bad.
is.
So
but I like laughing through it, so
I've been thinking about your criteria for musical, and I think I have readjusted.
Okay,
my
so this
list.
is either going to be an honest answer or the most dishonest answer.
No, this is
Okay.
100%
Go
honest.
ahead.
Okay.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes.
Does that count as a musical?
That's a musical.
That's a musical.
Then that would
100%
probably
a
be my
musical.
favorite.
Okay.
Okay.
100%
All right.
musical.
That's
also
a good one.
great one, like if you just want to audience participate with.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even when it's done poorly by like some random theater troupe, it's still kind of fun.
Where do you get your drugs? What's your favorite color? That's when he calls for his 2 people. It's Magenta and Columbia.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The only audience participation I remember in that entire thing. But
And
Wow.
what the dinner scene where it's like, what's for dinner or something? It's like
Meatloaf again?
Yeah.
yes.
Well, have you actually been in a theater when they're actually doing
No.
it?
I only hang out with you people to watch that because I don't go to theaters.
Okay, so I used to work at a theater where they actually played it at Midnight Madness.
Did you then have to clean up rice afterwards?
No,
and all
because
that
I
bull-
didn't. I actually worked concessions,
Okay.
but I was able to like go and stand in the back of the theater and
Yeah.
watch people participate.
Uh-huh.
So when there's a part in the show where Frankenfurter is basically, toast. Remember the toast at the meatless thing? And people actually throw toast.
Yeah.
Yeah. We started having to ban people from bringing stuff in because
Yeah.
toilet paper, rice, toast.
The squirt bottles aren't
spritzers
bad,
for the
but everything
rain.
else, yeah.
Music of that show is amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
Tim Curry is phenomenal in there, but then that Tim Curry is phenomenal pretty much in anything
that he's in, yeah.
Like, he is the best part of Legend.
Oh, yeah.
True enough.
We can do a whole show just on Tim Curry.
And actually, he was really good in a it was Criminal Minds episode.
Of course he is.
He played a psychotic killer of some kind.
Of course he is. He's always
And
good.
watching him, it's like, wow, you are a psychotic killer.
There's-
He's amazing.
Yeah.
There's the third Command and Conquer Red Alert game.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he plays the Russian dictator or
Yeah.
whatever, like the leader of the Russian
Yes.
legions. And the amount of scenery that he chewed, it explains why all those sequences are low budget, because they couldn't afford how much he ate. It is deliciously over the top. I invite anyone to go and watch just his sequences from that game because it's so good.
Nice. Okay.
I forgot he was in that
Oh my
completely.
god, it's so good.
I remember playing that when I was a kid. I was like, is this the dude from Home Alone 2?
It is. This is the devil from Legend.
There's a meme on Facebook where it says, occasionally I just try to think of how Tim Curry's doing. And then Tim Curry has actually replied and says, I sit here with a bowl of
Hershey's
Three
Kisses.
Musketeers
Yeah, Three Musketeers.
and go, one for all and all for me. Thanks for asking.
He's good.
He's
good.
awesome.
Yeah. So, but no, like Rocky Horror is a great one. I actually do enjoy that one.
Yes.
The
yes.
sequel, whatever it was called.
Was awful.
Yes.
Yes.
It
Wretchedly
had,
bad.
it had its moments.
In the
thought.
trash,
Yeah,
where
it was-
with your
Where you
eyes
never have to watch
covered.
it again.
And then,
Like, I thought Adam Lambert did an okay job as Meatloaf. But,
what the heck are you talking about?
oh, you're talking about the sequel. I'm talking about the remake. I'm sorry.
Not the remake.
Not the
No,
remake. And that was god awful too.
It was god awful, but I forgot there was a
Thanks
sequel.
NBC for ruining our
Shock
lives.
treatment. That's
God,
the name
Shock
of the
Treatment
sequel.
is
Shock
terrible.
Treatment.
Yes.
It's wretchedly bad.
It's bad.
Oh my god.
I honestly forgot that existed. I thought you were
Richard
talking about the
O'Brien
remake. I was like,
Richard O'Brien, is that his name?
The guy who wrote both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
think
maybe.
so.
did
yeah.
he write the sequel too?
Yes.
Yeah, he wrote
Cool.
both of them. He Rocky Horror became such a cult phenomenon that they was like, let's do a sequel and try and get this again, and he had no ideas for it, obviously.
Don't you think they
just-
said everything they needed to say with the first one?
Yeah, they did. In fact, I think they said it about an hour and 15 minutes in. The last 15 minutes of that movie can probably go away because it kind of falls apart at the end. But up to the last 15 minutes is really good. So
Rocky Horror, good choice.
anyway, we can all
I like
agree on that. All right, so
Ha! I brought the group together.
there
You
you
did.
did. Look at that. This has been Not So Live from Asteroid G. I am Mike Finkelstein.
You should have said, I'm Dr. Frankenfurter.
I'm not Dr. Frankenfurter. I'm Mike Finkelstein.
Oh,
Are
I'm
you
Josh.
Dr. Frankenfurter?
No, I'm Josh.
Okay.
And I'm Queen Bee.
And we will see you next time.